Hi, I'm Dylan Valade. I have a company called SunGem up in Petoskey. I'm a Miami University 2002 graduate of the engineering school. I'm happy to be back on campus, even if it's only digitally. I'm not here today, which means my wife had our second baby girl up in northern Michigan, and as much as I'd like to be in Oxford, we'll see you soon. Today we're going to talk about privacy, data collection, and how organizations are using this data in a positive way to influence people and make them take steps that they might not have thought of otherwise. Data collection is something that every organization is becoming aware of and is being faced with. You're going to have data about people that you want to work with, people that are working for you, and also people that you've never met before. You're going to be buying data, if you aren't already, for thousands of people. You're going to be interested in where they live, what they do, how many people are in their family. You're going to want to know what their educational background is, what's their history. And you're going to use all of these different facets of one person to decide, is this somebody that's worth marketing to? Is this somebody that we want on our team? And is this somebody that we think has what it takes to be successful? The internet has changed the way we can collect data. Now we can do it at a massive scale. We're hyper-connected. We have all of these devices, big computers. The ability to really track everybody down to what they do each minute of every day. The biggest case of data collection has been the NSA, and Snowden released documents that were classified explaining exactly how the government has been taking advantage of the opportunities to watch people and collect that information. That's not what we're encouraging. You can collect data in a very positive way. You need to treat it with respect. You have to make sure that you're controlling access to it and using it in a way that is not going to damage somebody's reputation or their career. But if you know things about a person, they're going to help them make a good personal connection to you or your organization. You're doing both of yourselves a favor by using that information. Instead of wasting their time, we can learn what they want, what are their preferences, what do they value, and then identify the elements within our organization that have a match with their personality. When we can show them that we do have a match, that we accept people like you, this is how we've worked with others like you already, people feel more comfortable more quickly. The trust is built, and they're able to feel more comfortable working with you, going to your school, giving you information, and asking you for information. Long before the internet, Dale Carnegie wrote a book in 1939 called How to Win Friends and Influence People. And this book was about how to take your time, how to ask the right questions, and how to get a profile of a person that will let you know what they value, what they're excited about, what they like to do when they're not at work, and find out where you have an overlap with them. How can you talk with them and actually enjoy your conversation, enjoy your time together when you're not worried about selling or you're not worried about marketing to these people. That's the first step to building a relationship and building trust. With the digital age, we can now do that online, and we can take all of the ideas that all of the most powerful people and great influencers have used, and we can figure out how to use it for our own organizations and how to gather the information that somebody wants to give us so that we can help them make a better, more informed decision. We're on campus today, and it's good to know how students end up going to the college that they're interested in. We work with universities now to help recruit students into the freshman class. And what I didn't know before we started was that universities buy lists of families and high school students in communities all around the country. They will spend a lot of money and get thousands and thousands of names, and they'll get demographic profiles. And the demographic is where you live, what's your name, what's your household income. How well have you done in school or in tests? With that information, they'll decide that these are people that fit our generic profile of an ideal candidate. The problem with the demographic profile is you know almost nothing about what motivates this person and what's going to help them and help you identify if they're going to be successful on campus. This is a similar problem that companies are facing when they're trying to find new customers, and especially when they're trying to recruit new talented employees. As long as you have something that needs research or needs talented people, people with good language skills, people that are good thinkers and creative, come up with a lot of ideas, you have to constantly be filling your pipeline with new talented applicants. And it's time consuming to go out and talk to everybody that you would like to recruit. Instead, you need to figure out a way to automate that process as much as possible. So you have to ask the right questions, and you need to look at the people who are already involved and figure out what is the profile of the successful people that you already have. So in college, we want to look at who are the people that are actually walking at commencement. How can we find out what made them so successful that they were able to stay here for 4 years, they were able to do well in their studies, and now they're going to find a great job. We want to find more 14, 15, and 16-year-olds that match the personality of someone who is successful on our campus. At work, we want to look at who are the top performers in our organization. What makes them tick? What do they like to do when they're not at work? Where did they go to school? What do they value? And then we can back into what type of profile we're looking for to have that same success repeated at our organization. Big data is a really popular trend right now, and I think just in this conference, 2 of the speakers were talking about big data. When you have a lot of data, the trick is making some sense out of any of it. When you are a financial institution and you're seeing that there are loans that have specific issues, we know that at this interest rate, with this much down, we can start to see trends emerge, and we can see that here's why this is probably happening. Microdata is what we're looking for to help identify what one person is going to do. How can we get this one person to take a logical next step in a direction that we've decided is what we want them to do? So our big data is useful when we're looking at lots and lots of people, lots of transactions, and we're trying to infer something from all of that information. When we want to think about one person making one decision, now we want to talk about microdata. We want to see how organizations are looking at microdata, what little things they can find that make a big difference. Rose-Hulman Technical University in Indiana has started profiling their students before they're even accepted. They looked at, now in 5 years, what's the likelihood that this person's going to succeed, and the way they're identifying the success rate is by how confident someone is in their own success. So this is now very personal, very small. The data that we're talking about is only within one person, and just within their own mind and their confidence in success. So if you stop and think about that for a minute, we don't care if they can afford to go to school here. We don't care what their scores were. We don't care what they want to do on campus. We want to know, what is this person feeling right now about how they can influence their own future? This assessment is an extension of something called Locus of Control, and this university is collecting the information during the application process. So there's actually a physical piece of paper that's used to deliver this assessment. And when it comes down to selecting 2 applicants, there's only 2 spots left and they have 4 people to select from, they're going to make this decision based on how well this person scores at being able to influence their own success. Today we can move a physical assessment into something digital. So we can actually collect this information online, and if it is a recruitment process, either for higher education or for a career, you can require that the application process online includes some sort of a personality assessment. Another approach is actually augmenting your website so that it does personal data collection, assessing recruits while they browse the internet. What we're looking for is what motivates somebody, what do they really love, what are they afraid of, and what do they desire. That's our psychographic profile. When we start to know the values and the opinions and what makes somebody the person that they are, what's their soul, what is their makeup, that's how they view the world, is through this lens of that psychographic profile. When you want to present an idea to a person, whether that be spend the next 4 years on our campus and be a successful student and a great alum, or we'd like you to come take a short job here, an internship, or make this a career, you need to be able to look through their lens in order to identify what it is at your organization that fits that profile, that makes that person whole and gives them the confidence that you do have what they need, that this is a place I can see myself. These people do have the same values and attitude that I do, that this is a way that I can see myself spending my life and also enriching others. Website traffic alone is biased by the navigation and the placement of the elements on the page and on the website. You see a lot of organizations looking at their web traffic to identify what interests people have in the organization and in the company, in the school. But if you only have the admissions and top majors listed at the beginning of your nav, then those are going to be the most popular pages. So we need to take away all of the website navigation in order to find out what people really care about. What colleges are doing is creating a landing page to get to know all the demographic people that they've purchased. Let's now get a psychographic profile of this person, finding out what it is that they're most afraid of. Are they worried about residence life? What's it like to be in a communal bathroom? What's it like to not be able to park at home? What's it like not to see my parents for 3 months? We have to find out what are the roadblocks that maybe you're not thinking about. Maybe these are things that now we've moved on past ourselves, but this person in their lens, these are terrifying. This is something that I have to figure out before I can see myself going to school this far away or this close. We've got to ask that person what it is that they're worried about. And then let's find out what are they excited about. Do they want a career in science? Do they want a career in the arts? Let's figure out what it is that maybe they were afraid to tell their parents. They'll give you the information that they want you to ask. They want you to have the information needed to help them make a better decision. So it's your job and responsibility to ask for that information. And you need to make sure that you're asking for it in a way that you can give them something back when you get the answer. We're not just asking to collect, we're asking so that we can immediately answer them. We want the experience to be as close to what it would be if they were on the phone or if they were doing a campus visit, so that when they've sat down with an admissions counselor, they can ask the things that they were afraid to say, maybe things that they would say privately but not publicly in front of their family or other people. When they're on a screen, people are just more comfortable. They feel like it's private. They assume that because they're dealing with you, you're also able to handle their privacy. You're going to respect it. There won't be a data breach. People are going to give you that information, but it's your job to give them something important back. Give them the answers immediately. Now that it's clear that we need to start capturing this information and getting these profiles, start asking high school students, how do they want to be approached? What do they want the online experience to feel like? And is it creepy?
My favorite is Northern Michigan University's website because I like the colors, I like the drop-down menus, and the first thing you see is like a picture, but it's like video, and it just shows everything they have at the school, which is really cool.
Yeah, I like Michigan's, like Corey said, it really catches your eye. I also like the big stats that they have at the bottom. And the stats aren't just listed, they have a creative design to them. The only downside to Michigan's website is I think that the amount of information is almost overwhelming. They have it organized really well, but it's just so much.
It just looked really plain and boring and like very businessy to me. Like,
It does look very businessy. I think they have to remember that they're looking at high school students. It's high school students who are looking at it, not business people or parents, because a high schooler's thought process is different than a business.
But I'd like to see the logo, and I like drop-down menus. I like some more statistics, but like not as many words, and definitely the apply button, because then it's just like easier and grabs your attention.
Columbia College, its website, the drop-down bar is really modern. It's something I've never seen before.
What I really like about Lansing Community College website is that they have a big like apply now button, and that makes it really easy to apply. But I don't like that they have just so many like words on the front page that it just is like overwhelming.
Yeah, Wayne State, they have really big tabs to click on. I don't know, those are just really nice, where you can view the programs or how to apply now.
I'd probably say I like Lansing Community College the least because the pictures on it look like they're commercial ads, and it was just all listed blanks, and it wasn't very efficient looking.
For Columbia, I really like the big pictures. It makes the website very attractive. But on first impression, I would think that it's strictly an art school. So that is a downside, because they offer other things.
I think it's kind of cool that it's like a moving slideshow, like it's not just like one thing. I love looking at slideshows. But yeah, I agree that the pictures don't really tell a story about the school.
When I see my name on the emails, I kind of feel like my name just got stuck in a slot, so it kind of just makes me feel like I'm part of the masses. I know it's meant to make you feel like it's personalized for you, but I don't think it really has that effect. I don't think it's really fooling anyone.
I really enjoy when they send like my name on stuff and stuff that they know I'm interested in, because then it makes me feel like they actually like want me at that school, and they like I'm not just a number, and they like tried to figure out more about me. So I like that, and I like that it's more personal.
I feel like school sending me stuff with my name on it is cool, that they are interested in me. It makes me feel like I'm special, but then when it gets to be like excessive, it makes it feel like it's more like not personal, and that they want everyone, not just me.
Based on the website, yes, I would want to apply here.
So when we build a psychographic profile, then we know what people like to do, we know why they do that, and then we can say, here's how you can do that with us, and we will both get what we want. In case you didn't know, I like hockey. I know we're going to be touring the Goggin later today. That's going to be exciting. If you want to talk to me and you want to sell me something, you should open up with talking about hockey, asking me about my games this week, asking me if I watch the Red Wings. Those are little things that make up part of my profile. I also told you that I have 2 daughters. I have a wife. You're starting to be able to see what motivates me. If I'm talking about these things, that means they're important to me, and that means I value them, and you should be listening and remembering, so that when you do want to influence me, you're able to. Use Carnegie's advice and be genuinely interested in getting to know people. Get excited about asking the right questions and looking at the people that you already have and finding out what their personalities are to see what personalities you want to recruit. Thank you very much for watching today. I'm happy to answer any questions. I'm really excited about this topic, and I think there's a lot of opportunity to get a younger generation connected to an older generation and really see some great things happen.